What's one not safe for work confession you'd only make anonymously? I'm adopted. My biological mom was a teen, 15 or 14, when she had me, and she is the oldest. Her parents made her put me up for adoption and kept it secret. It was closed, so no chance of finding out who she was or her family. Well, 20 years later, I met this girl. We hit it off, ended up hooking up, and whoops, broke, baby one. Okay, cool, no sweat. The baby mama and I stay exclusive, but didn't get married. And then baby two. Finally decided to get married. And bam, I'd been having babies with my aunt. Too long didn't read. Had a couple of kids with an aunt before I found out she was my aunt. No, we aren't still together, but we are co-parenting. Edit for clarity, because I was unclear with what the DNA family test was for. I had mentioned to my aunt that I was adopted when we first started dating. At the time, I was not interested in finding my biological family. Fast forward to after my second son is born, and I didn't know I had changed my mind. Maybe because it wasn't just me I had to think about. So I did the mouth and sent it off. At first I was excited to learn about my bio family, and my fiancée had done 1 year ago with her older sister, my mother. So when her older sister came in as 99.9999% match to be my mother, and my fiancée, now my aunt, came back to be an aunt, well, y'all can fill in the rest there. Take comfort in the knowledge that you have partaken in a time-honored tradition of royal families throughout the world and the ages. You're just fancy like that. One time I was doing it in a chair and was sort of leaning back, and when I came, a perfect storm of direction my shaft was pointing, the exact angle I was leaning, and the unusual force with which my fluid was propelled combined. So that I watched in surprise as a jet of my own fluid arced through the air and landed in my own eyes. I gave myself a facial. Yours is worse, but I had a similar instance when I was 18. My girlfriend at the time was on top, and when I pulled out, I somehow shot over her shoulder and it landed on top of my head. The double-edged sword was that I was already shaving my head by then, so no hair to get it stuck in. But I felt everything. I was going down on my girlfriend, and she started to end. But unfortunately, she had a fart loaded in the chamber and couldn't keep it in. So, she farted literally right in my face. I personally think it's ducking hilarious. And I laughed for days after it happened. She, however, was completely embarrassed. And yes, I reassured her that it was okay. And I genuinely thought it was funny. Honestly, the best part is we were filming ourselves when it happened. So I have it on video. Edit. Y'all gotta stop asking for the video. Because I cannot, in good conscience, put that on the internet. She would murder me in the unholiest of ways if I did. I took the time to type this to post elsewhere, so I'll use it here as well. Not so long ago, in a Las Vegas hotel room. Far, far away. I had my bosoms pressed against the hotel window while my boyfriend was going to town on me with a new vibrator I just bought. I'm not sure what came over me, besides alcohol. But lightning struck, and I had the brilliant, drunken idea to share the bliss. Turn around, I told him. You need to feel this. Apparently, he was just drunk enough to go along with it, because after some enthusiastic pleading, he agreed. So there we were, him bent over, my toy in his rear end, and me multitasking like a woman on a mission. Oral stimulation, hands in motion, and a full-on campaign to convert him to the joys of prostate play. And then, it slipped. Gone. Just hoovered right up there. All I could express was a befuddled, uh-oh. Not exactly confidence-inspiring in that position. No problem, I assure him. I got this. for hours later. I did not got this. Eventually, overstimulated and over it, he tells me we're going to the ER. I beg. I plead. No, it'll be so embarrassing. But he's resolved. We're going. He doesn't understand how it's embarrassing for me. Somehow, he is only thinking of himself. The nearest ER is packed, mostly with homeless folks trying to escape the freakishly cold Vegas night. So, we try another one across the street. There's a TSA-style checkpoint, a security guard fighting with a woman over her bags, and check in behind bulletproof glass. Yeah. No. Onward to the suburbs. Finally, we find an ER. We check in. Doctor comes in, glove on, does a little spelunking and announces, "Yup, it's gone. Needs surgery. And where will that surgery happen?" Back at the first hospital. So he gets loaded into an ambulance, and off we go. As they're wheeling him out, the paramedics are clearly dying to ask something. We've long accepted our fate and are in full own it mode at this point. Finally, one of them blurts out, "So, how long did it stay on after it?" You know, disappeared. We hadn't even thought of that. Luckily, the battery died a few minutes after the Great Ascension. And so, after a quick surgery and a $76,000 out-of-network hospital bill, it was finally out. And that, my friends, is the story of my most embarrassing and accidentally expensive sexcapade that I would be mortified to tell to anyone I actually knew. When I was 13, my buddy from church invited me to go bowling and eat pizza at a place called the Golden Spike Pizzeria. We got there and had amazing pizza, and when we were almost done bowling, I had to go poop. So I went and horrifically clogged the toilet, and I panicked, so I kept flushing, and I broke the flushing handle. I ran out of the bathroom and said that I did not feel good and that we needed to leave now. As we were walking out, we walked by the bathroom, and I could see a river of water and poop chunks coming out from under the door towers, the bowling lanes. Years later, I drive by, and not only did Golden Spike close down, but the building was demolished.
If you enjoy our channel, we'd love to invite you to become a member. Joining is easy. Just click the join button on our channel homepage or beneath any of our videos. Your support means the world to us, and as a member, you'll gain access to exclusive perks and content. Thank you for being part of our community. We look forward to welcoming you as a member soon.